Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Hope you are doing well. And I'm sorry, I know it's been a long time. I haven't posted any videos. Uh, with this video, I am actually planning to make similar series on CTF platforms. Like CTFD is one of them that I had made a video about it before 2 years. So I'm planning to add some more platforms to that particular series and this will cover mostly the setup part and how you can use it to actually create a CTF event. So whoever don't know what CTF is, CTF is basically a capture the flag competition in cybersecurity. It has a lot of challenges categories like crypto, web application, penetration testing, forensic, and open source intelligence kind of thing. So yeah. If you want more information on it, you can go and check out ctftime.org. Okay, so let us dive into this particular video. In this video, I will cover mostly on rCTF. So it's a platform developed by the Redpoint CTF team. Redpoint CTF team has used this particular CTF to actually host their CTF, and nowadays quite a couple of more CTF team also they are also using this because it is quite faster than CTFD. And this particular CTF platform is actually very fast in terms of configuration, in terms of development deployment kind of thing. So you can find that they have updated this particular repository before 2 years. So they have actually discontinued their development here. So as they have mentioned that it is developed and used to be maintained by Redpon CTF team. So, but still, I think this is a good platform to use. In my future videos, I am planning to actually cover much more platforms that you can use. Obviously, we'll make another updated video on CTFD setup as well. For this video, I'm using GCP for my cloud instance, where the configuration is for now it is 2 CPU and it's around 4 GB of RAM with a 25 GB SSD disk space. Okay, so I'll be using that to set this up, but if you are using this particular CTFT platform for actually hosting a CTF, then you have to configure your resources according to that. This video will mostly cover the basics of how to set it up, how to set the home page, the sponsors and the timers and all. How you can also put on challenges to the particular platform through an admin account. But there are other aspects as well where you need to know how to configure the mail setup. So once a particular user logs in, like register your in your platform, you are sending kind of verification mail or confirmation mail that you have registered kind of thing. So that is something that we will not be covering in this video. If you need to know that as well, then you can comment in the comment section, and I'll try to make another video of like extended part of this particular video so that in which we can explain how you can scale those particular instances, resources, and all. We can talk about it. So let's get into this video. So this is the GitHub repository. It's an open source platform. You can use it free of cost. So they have their documentation as well. If you go to this particular link, domain rctf.redpond.net, you'll find this particular documentation that you can use to install and configure your platform. I'm using this platform to actually host my images, which I'll be using in this particular setup. Okay, so let us go into our instances. Uh, okay, all right. So this is my instance that is ready. I've already told you about the resources that I'm using, and I have taken the SSH for it. So the first thing that we need to do is the installation part. And to install this, it is very easy. You just have to copy this particular command, that is curl this particular link, and you are piping it to sh command. So basically, it will run this particular uh, command in your terminal. Okay, so if you just hit enter, it will just install rCTF. It will install the dependencies that I have already installed in here, and it will just pull all the images, the latest images that are available. This is fast because it is like dockerized, and as you can see, it is also asking me if it will start this rCTF now. So I'll hit yes, and it will do a docker compose opt-t command, and it will start it. Okay, now you can see rCTF is now running at 127.0.0.1.80.80. So this is the localhost IP, but there is one problem. So if you go to this particular IP, I mean the public IP of this particular instance, that is 34.131.253.193 in port 8080, it will not be accessible. The IP is correct. Let's just verify it. Yes. Why it is not accessible? Because there are two things. First of all, if you are using a cloud provider, you have to allow, like you have to set a firewall rule to allow this particular port to be accessed from outside. Okay, if you have not configured that, then it will not be accessible, obviously. But but generally, like if you can also set the rule to 80 as well. Like obviously, we don't want it to be hosted in 8080. We want it to be hosted in 80. But as you can see in 80 also, it is not accessible because you need to do certain changes in the configuration file. Okay, so if you just see docker ps, you can see that this rCTF instance, like the rCTF container, is actually pointing to 8080, but the container port is exposed to 80. So how we can change that? For that, you have to go to /opt rCTF. This is where the files will be stored for rCTF. Okay, so just do ls, and you can see the docker compose.yaml file. So as you can see, the port it is exposing is localhost 8080. But if you are using a public IP, then we don't have to specify this. We need to make this change. For that, what I will do, let us just uh, do docker compose down so that it will bring down the containers, and accordingly we can configure this, bring this up again. So we go to docker compose. We need to change this particular port as well. Like it should point to port 80, but it shouldn't point to 127. It should point to 127 as well, but we will be setting this to 0.0.0.0. Okay, so basically this will make this instance to actually expose to the public IP as well. So as I haven't configured the firewall rule, I have configured the firewall rule for 80 only, port 80 only, because so I'll expose to that. You can change your port according to your wish, so that is completely up to you. Now if you do docker compose up and specifying with the -d option, because it will bring up the container in background. You don't have to see anything in the terminal itself. So now you can see, if you do the docker ps again, you can see it is now pointing to 0.0.0.0.80. So now it is up. It should be accessible. Let us access. Yeah. So as you can see, it is now accessible. Okay, so this is the initial setup that we have already done. So this part is covered. Now we have to do certain configuration. Like you might be thinking how to change all these things. Description of your CTF, like you need to see register for rCTF. You need to change the CTF name as well. So these things we have to do in the configuration file. So there is a configuration file inside the opt directory. So we are already in the opt directory, and you can see there is a conf.d folder inside it. So if you go to the conf.d folder, you will find three files. Okay, first one is 01 a UI file, 0 to CTF, 03 TB. You can also create more files as well, but this should be in sequence. Okay. For this, you need to check this out. So basically what they are saying is YAML ingestion file in the conf.t directory are sorted alphabetically. So files later alphabetically have higher priority when merging config. Every time variables are always given, like environment variables are always given highest priority. I'm sorry about that. Okay. So in general, all the configs should be specified in YAML or JSON when possible, as they provide the most flexibility. Okay. So you can add all these things like we will be seeing looking at all these configurations. But before that, I will just do some basic configuration on UI. For example, let us do some configuration changes on this 01 UI.yaml file. So the CTF name, let us keep it something like diviner CTF. And the description should be something like uh, this is a great geo party CTF. Okay, so let us, yeah, I've already used this PNG image that I've saved here. Okay, and you can use such similar platforms to actually store your logo image and use them in here. Okay, now home content, we can actually give it something that it will display here. Okay, it can be marked down as well. So for that, let us now just keep it test page, and we'll look into that in some time. Okay, so let us save it, and let us go back to the root, or like rCTF directory, and let us do docker compose restart. Okay, so now it is done. Let us just verify if it is running fine. Yeah. So let us go and refresh this page. See, so now it is updated. The test page has been updated. We go to register or login. You can see it is saying Diviner CTF. Okay. So these are some basic configurations that you can do. There are a lot of actually core configuration as well that you can look into it. But this is not like we'll not be covering these things in this particular video. If you want me to do that, put a comment down below, and I will try to make another video configuring these things like on a real world environment kind of thing. Okay, so this is pretty much what we wanted to do. Let us now go to management part, and this admin user needs to be created, and we'll look into this in some time. But before that, let us go to home. So home page is something that we need to create. So let us just look into this page, and we can actually create a another config file with a YAML content, like YAML extension, and we can put all these content out here. You can also specify your HTML, if you want to specify any, but I'll go with the default thing that they have. Let us just, yeah. So if you go here, let us copy it. We'll go to our terminal. We'll go to conf.d. Now let us make another file that is 04, and we will give it name as homepage dot YAML. Okay. So now we need to save this content, like we need to update it, and you can give any kind of heading. For example, let me give it diviner CTF and awesome CTF. Okay. You can also give the subheading like welcome folks. Wanna try some CTF challenges. Okay. And you can also check like So this is something that has already been defined. You can make changes according to yourself, how you want it. So another aspect is this timer one. So this particular like timer will actually show you a countdown timer until the beginning of or end of the CTF that we'll look into in some time. You can also list sponsors as well, a list of sponsor cards. Okay, so that we will cover now, but in a different YAML file because it is quite good to actually have different YAML file for different section of the platform. Okay, so you can just let this like we can just have it like thanks to our beloved sponsors. Okay, so this is something that you can do. Let us just save it and exit. Now we'll configure the sponsor part, but before that you need to make some note that the sponsors part has this four items that you can add: the name of the sponsor, obviously, the icon, the URL that you want to specify for the sponsor. So, for example, if you are having a sponsor, you can use their logo or whatever they want you to like advertise for them, and a description, small description like what the sponsor is doing, like what type of company it is, or something like that. Small, if you set this small to false, then it will just show you a bigger out page of something like that. So we'll have a look on that really soon. Let us just copy this particular example and let us make one more file with sponsor.yaml. Yeah, you save it. So for example, let us say company one, and let us use one more logo that I have for any kind of sponsor. Okay. Okay. So give me 1 minute. Okay. We got that URL. Now let us just change this particular URL. Well, we have done that. We can write something like an outstanding platform to learn cyber security. Okay. And suppose you have another sponsor whose name is company 2, and you can also specify like description like uh, premier sponsor or gold sponsor kind of thing. You can, that is completely up to you how you want to uh, see it. Okay, so let us just add that and super duper company. Okay, so this is actually set to small equal to true. Let us see how this actually looks, then we can set it to false if there is a need. Okay, so let us save it. Now let us go back. So as you can see, we have already two files that we make that we have made. So before it was only 01, 02, and 03. Now we have 04 and 05 as well. Okay, let us restart our Docker Compose. Restart, and after this, now just let us verify if it is running fine by doing Docker PS. So yeah, it is running fine. Go to your instance and refresh. See, you got a hell lot of stuffs here. Okay, so as you can see, there is a timer set now. Okay, but we haven't set the time right so far. So what we need to do is we need to change that, but I'll come to that. So the HTML that you have added is actually displaying here. So if you want to change its color or whatever it is, you can do that. You are free to do that. Okay. Uh, Fine. Then the small one is something like this. So as we have set it to small, so this is actually showing a small one. Okay. So I think we can also use it to set it to false. How you have to do it? Just go to conf.d and 04, I think 05. Yeah, the sponsors are in 05.yaml. Now just let it go for false, or you can completely remove it as well. Okay, and you have to do docker compose restart. Once you do the restart, it will actually reflect the changes here. Yeah, so if you just do one more time, so yeah, here you can see that you have changed the shape to a different shape. Okay, so this is pretty much that we have had in this video. So there are other things as well: division, migration, scaling. This is something that I don't feel like you wanted to know. But yeah, if you want to know, let me know in the comment section. I'll make another video where we will see what exactly we can do to configure a real world CTF scenario that you can actually tweak into and create your own CTF. Okay. Coming to providers as well. So there is one challenge provider as well. So for the email one, I'll just give you a brief overview. You can actually set these kind of providers that they have. Mailgun you can use, SCS you can use, SMTP you can use. This is out of our scope for this particular video. If you want me to make this setup as well, we will see in the next part. Now coming to one thing that we had skipped earlier, okay? So that is this one, okay? So you have to create a user to actually add challenges. So challenges adding is the most important part in this particular like setup. So for that, what you have to do is we have to add one user, for example, admin, and you have to specify email. For now, let us keep it admin at test.com. Okay. Now, if you register, you can actually use this particular interface, and you can see the user information as well. Okay. And for now, just copy the team invite so that and place it somewhere like this. Okay. I'm sorry. I think it is not copied properly. So yeah. Okay. It is not. Let me reveal it and let us copy it. Okay. I think it should work now. Yeah, it is fine. So this is something that we have already done, right? So what we have to do is if you want to add challenges on GUI, there is two types of like method that you can do. You can go with RCDS as well. It is quite actually I would not suggest to go with that because you have to do much more configuration than this. What you can do is you can set this particular permission to that particular user that you have created. This is the first user that you have created, right? So you can set that permission and you can access this particular path to actually get the challenges uploaded. All right, guys, let us do it now. So for that, you have to go to your instance and I'm sorry. Okay. So you have to go to this particular Postgres instance. For that, you can use docker exec it the container name and bash command. So basically, what this command will do is it will just create a bash terminal for you through which you can enter this particular container. As you can see, now we are inside this container, and to actually access the DB, what you have to do is you have to write psql dash d to specify the database. So the default database is rCTF, and you have to specify the user, that is rCTF. Okay. Now you can see we are inside this particular Postgres database, and you have to Now select the DB that you want to make changes on, and accordingly you can update the permission so that you'll be able to add challenges to the like from GUI only. Okay. For that, the first command is let us select uh, rCTF. Okay. You are now connected to the database rCTF. So we are actually trying to update the details, right? So for that, like let us do dash D, like slash D. Now you have to select users. So select star from users, and you can see we have created two accounts. Okay, the first one is admin. So for this, we need to make admin as the challenge creator, not the test one. So this is a basic user that I have created. So for this, what we have to do is we have to select, we have to use this command update, and in place of user ID, what we have to do is we have to take this user ID and paste it. Okay, update one. So it got updated. Now what we have to do is we have to go to that instance. We have to access that particular file, that is admin slash shells, and you can see you can update. Now suppose web, problem name is, for example, first web, author is suppose XYZ, whoever it is. You can select the minimum and maximum pointed to set dynamic points. You can also use your description, solve this web, and you can specify the link, for example, http 10.10.53.1 slash first web. Okay, so the flag can be something like this is a demo flag, and if you want to update any challenge file, that also you can do. See, the problem successfully has been updated. To you it will be visible, but for the user it will not be visible. You can see also, like this is what we can do. Okay, so you can play around these things and you can add more and more challenges. You can go to same admin and slash challenges. You can add multiple challenges here. Okay, so for example, let us make one more challenge, that is crypto. Author is the same XYZ. Problem name is crypto1. Description can be solve this cipher, for example, and some garbage. Let us give something like that. Okay, and the flag can be crypto is great. Okay, let us update that. You can go to challenges. Now you can see there are two categories. One is crypto, one is web. Okay, so that's how you can configure this particular challenges. Okay, and this is actually how you're gonna be adding those things. Also, I haven't added this one to set how we can set the date and all. For that, what you have to do is you have to go to this configuration, and here if you see there is one date time as well. Like I'll show you. Also in the instances only. For that, like let us exit from here. Okay, now we are inside rCTF directory. Now if you go to this 02 CTF.yaml, you can see there is a start time and end time. Okay, so this is something that you need to change, but it is in millisecond, right? So for that, you can go to any website where you can change change date and time to millisecond. Okay, and you can specify something like that. Here you can, for example, let us say you want to use 2023. The month will be 01 and the date will be something like 25th of January. The time you can set according to you. Suppose for me, I'll set 4 p.m. 00:00. Okay. So you can also set it to like something like 24-hour format. I'll just set it to 4 p.m. Okay. So you get an millisecond, right? So you can change the start time here like this. And for example, you want to continue this for 1 day for 24 hours. So you just change the date. You're getting another timestamp that you can add it here in end time and change it. To be sure that we have added proper timestamp, I'll change the start time as well. Now save it, Control X. Now just go back to your Docker compose, restart. It will restart and it will change all the details. So that is how you can actually do it. Let us see if it, okay. Now I think it should work. See, so my date today is 22. Like the CTF is getting started in 2 days. Okay, until this particular CTF starts. So that is how you can actually configure your CTFs. Okay. So if you see now the challenges, obviously we at that time we were able to see because it was a past time. But if you want to see now, you can see that it has not been started. But anyways, if you want to verify if you have added the challenges are right or not, you can go here and you can check it out. So the here if it is available, if you want to delete also you can delete. Accordingly, you can set your challenges. So guys, this is all I had for this particular video. If you want a upgraded video, like a more detailed video on this, then feel free to comment. I will try to make such videos and much more things are coming up. Not only this setups and all, we'll be covering most of bug bounty write-ups and some rate teaming stuffs and something that I have coupled up a plan for. But if you have any ideas on what type of content you guys want, then please feel free to comment down below. I'll try to add it.